Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Notary Titans. Today is Tuesday, March 12th, and I'm so glad you all are here. If you're able to turn your cameras on so we can see your smiling faces, we would love that. I know it's not always possible, but it does help us get to know you a little better. So we'd love to see your faces. If you can't, don't worry about it. We understand you may not be in a spot to do that. So welcome again. I am excited to be here with the one and only Laura Biewer. Laura, do you want to introduce yourself?
Thank you. Hi, I'm Laura Biewer. If it's possible you don't know me, I'm the founder of Coach Me Laura with the mission to develop confident and competent notaries. Lots of ways that I might help you do that. I have products like LBP and Real World. I also have weekly laser coaching calls on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Just go to coachmelora.com, sign in for Laura's Inner Circle. You'll get the Zoom link.
Awesome. Wow, you are getting that down like a commercial, Laura.
I
That's
know.
great. If you guys don't know me, I'm Jen Neitzel. I'm the creator of Marketing for Notaries, co-creator of Notary Business Builder, and the Certified Notary Trust Delivery Agent Training, and along with Bill Soroka and Laura Biewer. And we are here today to answer any of your notary business questions. This could be from marketing, business practices, or just being a practitioner of the Office of Notary Public. All you have to do if you have a question is raise your virtual hand to get in line, and we're just going to go in order of those that have, whoever raises their hand first will get to have their question answered first. So while you guys are thinking of some awesome questions and raising your virtual hand, which by the way, you can find at the bottom of your Zoom screen. If it's not popping right up, there's three little buttons with the word more underneath it. Just click on more and you'll see a menu pop up, and there's the raise hand function there. That will allow you to raise your virtual hand. So while you guys are doing that, I just want to make a quick announcement. I know in the past, lots of folks have advertised their products and services in the TNT chat. And while we absolutely want to support everything notaries do, we want to let you know that we have a new procedure for advertising your products and services at TNT. You have to be a part of the innovator spotlight in order to do that. Let me explain what that looks like while we're waiting for you guys to get your hands raised. Let's see. Trisha, can you give me access to share my screen, please? I want to show you guys this process. So if you're interested, we can talk about your products. Let's see. There we go. This is the Innovator Spotlight, and this is, hold on, it's coming. There it goes. And this is what Notary Business Builder uses to advertise products and services created by the notary world. This is not something we take a commission on. This is a free website for you as long as you're a member of Notary Business Builder, and there'll be a chat or link in the chat for you to join up for that. You can see here when you click on Innovators, we just launched this website. We've got several people that have already been approved for their products. This is where we source the products that we will advertise on the TNT call. So please be respectful of that and no more just randomly posting in the chat your product or service. Thank you for being respectful of that and understanding. And if you want to go check out the Notary Business Builder Spotlight, just go to nbbspotlight.com. And of course, if you want to join Notary Business Builder, we are your one-stop shop for everything notary entrepreneur. We would love to see you there. All right, guys, who's got questions? I don't see any hands up. Are we already
I
done?
know we're all out of questions. That's pretty amazing. Then do you want to, while we're waiting for questions, would you like to go to events? We'll go ahead and
Yeah,
announce
let's
events.
talk about some events because it's conference season. So
We
everybody's
have
got,
a season, Jen.
we
Isn't
have
that amazing? We
it's
used to
so
have
crazy.
like one conference once a year and there was nothing else going on. And now we have an entire season. Of
Well, and I'm
events.
thrilled to see Kimberly Sennett on the call because we are going to be talking
Yeah.
today about something that she has coming up in Scottsdale. There's all kinds of events happening, guys. So bear with me as I go through these. The first one we want to talk about is the NNA conference happening May 13th through 16th in Orlando. Workshop and exhibitor passes are still available. There's a link in the chat right now if you would like to join us. Both Laura and I will be there, along with Bill and several other notary influencers from around the country. Now, if you're not able to attend the NNA conference, but you're craving that kind of connection, immediately after the NNA conference is the Michigan Notary Consortium, May 17th and 18th in Detroit. There's a link in the chat if you want to check this out. Discounted tickets are available through March 24th. That's just 12 more days. So if you are interested in the Michigan Notary Consortium, please go check that out at the link in the chat. Now, for 3 more days, guys, 3 more days only, we can vote for the National Notary Association Influence of the Year. And when I say vote, I mean we can recommend someone, nominate someone to be Influencer of the Year. And we want you to vote for Bill Soroka. Please nominate him. There is a link in the chat for you to nominate Bill or whoever you find to be the greatest notary influencer for your business. We love this program. We want to see them continue it. So please make sure you get your nominations in. There's a notary cruise coming up. I don't know if you've heard, but I'm going to be there and I'm very excited about this. It's a Royal Caribbean Notary Mastermind cruise. It's departing from New Orleans, sailing to Cozumel, Costa Maya, both in Mexico, and Georgetown, Grand Cayman, November 2nd through the 9th, departing and returning to New Orleans. Check this out, you guys. Inside cabins are only $576 a person. You heard that right, $576 a person based on double occupancy. A deposit of $500 is required per cabin, but you can make payments over the next few months, I believe until August 1st, to get it paid off. So the information to contact the travel agent, Dennis Tooley, is in the chat. You can call or text him or email him and find out more how to be a part of the notary cruise. I hope that you join me with that. It's going to be a fun learning week at sea. Now, I mentioned earlier, Kimberly Sennett is on the call. She is with the Notary Academy. The Notary Academy is hosting a retreat in Arizona, October 5th in Scottsdale. Laura is going to be there speaking, and the Eventbrite link is now in the chat. So Kimberly, do you mind unmiking and maybe give us a quick rundown of what's going to be happening at your meetup in Scottsdale in October?
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Jen, for the shout out. We are
Yeah.
super excited to have our second annual Notary Academy retreat. Again, October 5th and 6th. Actually, the 6th, we're not doing training. We're doing fun. It is a true retreat. But on the 5th, we have a whole lineup of great speakers. We will be talking about notary advocacy. Laura is going to be speaking about deliberate practice. We also will be speaking about insurance, taxes. We have several signing service owners that are coming, and we will speak about loan signing as well. Everything notary that day. It is a great retreat. It's a great retreat for networking as well, and we would love to see you guys there.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. And Laura, I know that you love giving your talk about deliberate practice. So that's going to be a really valuable session. So there is a link in the chat if you are in the Scottsdale area or can get there. Please check out the October 5th Notary Academy Conference. So I see Giovanni has her hand up. Hi there. What's your question for us today?
Yes, hi, Giovanni from California here.
Hi.
I have a question about journal entry. Usually when you get a estate planning signing assignment from a signing service, what's your best practice of entering the amount for each signature in the journal?
Would you like me to take that, Jen?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So in California, you are required to have a certain amount of information at minimum for each document that's in that package. So if you have 6 to 8 documents, let's say, you need to at minimum have your, your date and time you met with them, the type of notarial act for each document you've named, as well as the fee. Now, personally, I charge, I allocate, I should say, up to $15, the maximum for all that I can suck up of that entire job. So if I got paid $150 and I had 10 notarizations, that would work out that all 10 would be 15 apiece. However, I might get 150, but I had 2 signers, not 1 signer. So that might be 16 notarizations if it was 8 documents. So I would do 15, 15, 15 till I ran out of money, and then I'd put 0 for the rest, so that I balance out to the total amount that I got paid. That's one way you can do it. The NNA also says for loan signings, not for trust, because usually you're getting paid directly. For loan signings, you just put zeros for each one so that you have a placeholder for each fee, and consider all of it outside of notarization. If you're a notary like me, who might take that exemption, tax exemption for self-employment tax, then you don't want to do that. You want to try to allocate as much as you can towards the notary fee so you can get advantage of that. If you're not doing that, then there really isn't any reason to worry about that one way or the other. But what is important is that you have a number, whether it's 0 to 15, for every one of those documents. Does that answer your question, Giovanni?
Oh, yes, thank you very much.
Okay, you're
Laura,
welcome.
thank you.
Thanks.
Great question, Giovanni. Thank you for asking. All right, guys, now is your time. If you have a question, please raise your hand. You
If
have
not-
us here for an hour. Sorry, Laura. What were
Rhonda
you gonna...
raised it.
Yeah, hey, Rhonda.
Hey, hello, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well today. I have, I believe, a simple question.
Okay.
And it's regarding the E&O insurance policy that I have, probably a lot of people have from the NNA. I recently kind of heard that the E&O covers general notary work, but not loan closings. Is that true or false? Do you know?
Well, the way you phrased it, let me rephrase it.
Okay.
Okay. E&O, or errors and omissions insurance, is to cover the notarization part of your job. So if you have other activities that you're performing beyond notarization, then that's what's not covered, no matter what kind of job you're doing. All right. So for instance, in loan signing, the notarizations are still covered, right? You're a notary. However, you may have extra activities such as filling out a Patriot Act form, a rescission, a right to cancel form. There's other things that aren't notarized that as a signing agent, you may be responsible to handle. Those activities, if you blow it there and you end up in a lawsuit, the E&O is not going to cover those activities.
Okay, thank you for that very detailed explanation. I appreciate that. I
You're
was
very
way off.
welcome.
That's why you come to the expert with your questions, right? Instead of
Absolutely.
relying on Facebook University.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Mary's got a question for us.
Can you unmute,
Mary,
Mary?
you are on
Find
mute.
it. Bottom left, hit that microphone. There you go.
Okay. Can you guys see me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I have a question. I am just starting out with my notary. And so I wanted to know for LLCs, I've heard somebody needs to do an LLC for a notary business. Do you guys recommend that as starting out, or is that something that for people that have like a huge notary business going on that do an LLC? Because I'm not planning on like doing some huge, business with my notary.
And
So
do you wanna
Mary,
go first?
yeah. So
Okay.
the point of an LLC in a smaller notary business like what you're setting up is to protect your business, your personal assets,
Okay.
from your business assets. Now, whether or not you choose to form an LLC is a decision that you need to make with a professional tax consultant,
Mhm.
your particular tax situation, because we can't, this is not normally something that Laura or I would advise somebody to do. Do I think it's smart to keep your business assets separate from your personal assets? Of course I do. Absolutely. But whether or not you set up that LLC, please find a trusted tax professional and make sure you run through the pros and cons list with them. Laura, do you have anything you want to add?
I just want to say that not all notaries who have a notary business have an LLC.
Okay.
It's a very personal decision based on, what risk they can tolerate, based on what their personal assets are that they think they might have to protect. So that's why it's so individual as to whether or not they do it. But you can run a notary business without doing the LLC if that's part of your question.
Okay. Yes, it is. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Great question, Mary. Thank
Mhm.
you. And Michael, what is your question for us?
Yes, good day, good afternoon, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Excellent. Let me see, what do we got here? So to follow up on, I guess, the last D&O question from Wanda, I believe it was.
Mhm.
And you have the E&O, is that, oh, here I am. Okay, hello, everybody.
Hi.
Mhm.
That you have the E&O insurance, and there was something that I came across in an article from the NNA that talked about another level of insurance. And I called them up and they go, oh yeah, we don't offer that right now. And perhaps you can give me and the others a little clarification on this other little bit of backup and peace of mind insurance that we could purchase to cover our you-know-whats.
Yeah, absolutely. Liability insurance. Many notaries have that in addition to E&O, which is notarization specific. And the NNA does not. They've never offered that. There are other companies. And in the chat, if you have liability insurance, could you share the name of your company that you are currently using for that purpose? Yeah, Biewer or Biewer, whatever they're called.
Well, I don't personally have liability insurance, but I wanted to find out a little bit more about
Right,
it.
but we're naming companies for you.
Okay, great,
In
perfect,
the
lovely,
chat. So
delightful.
take a
Thank you.
look in the chat, Michael, and
All right,
you will
great,
see
thank
them.
you.
Yeah, that's a great question. And again, that's one of those business decisions that you need to make as a business owner. There's not just one right way to do things, right, Laura?
Exactly.
Nay Brown, what is your question for us today? Nay, you are on mute.
I'm sorry. Hello, can you hear me now?
I
Yes.
can.
Hello. Oh,
Hi,
Yes.
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm sorry. Hello, everyone. Okay. I just have a question now. I recently just got my LLC and everything, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so I went and got my county business license. I didn't know that I needed a city business license. And with that being said, I have a mobile notary business, and I didn't know that I need a city business license for every city that I plan to service in. Is that a common thing?
Laura, oh, she's on chat, sorry. So Nay, that's a great question. And every city is different. So where are you called? What state do you live in?
I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, in Myrtle
Okay.
Beach.
So I know nothing about the city laws in South Carolina, so I don't want to speak to that. But if that is, what they are telling you that you need to run a business in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, then I would absolutely suggest calling up the city and getting clarification on that and finding a way to, have them help you expedite that. Laura, do you have anything else that you want to add to that?
Well, right. Every city, state, county is going to be different.
Mhm.
As it so happens, I do not require a city license. but I am required to have a county one. And so I do, and so it doesn't matter where I go. And if incidentally I happen to go outside of my county, it's not a big deal. My home base is where I am. So every county, every city is going to have their own requirements, and you just need to follow what their requirements are. I do agree with Jen that you should speak to your city to find out that you understand it correctly, or whoever gave you the information was correct, and not that you're based in your city and you're going to pay taxes to them. And if you actually go outside of your city for individual jobs, that you have to do that, because maybe your city requires it, but maybe those other cities don't all require it.
Okay,
Maybe
thank
it's the
you.
city that would require me. I mean, your city, what would they care if you have a license in the neighboring city? It would be that city who would care. You need to check your neighboring cities because they may not have the requirement that your city has.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Sounds like Nay's going to be on the phone with some city administrators this afternoon. Thanks for
Yes,
that
I
question, Nay.
am.
That's a good one. F. Hutton, is that Faith?
You're on mute. There you go.
Okay, yes, this is Faith. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
So, ladies, I have a question. I met an attorney last October,
Uh-huh.
and I met her again last week. Someone introduced her to me, and so we looked at each other and knew that we knew one another. And so I happened to mention to her the whole conversation that we had, and she thought that was so cool. So I sent an email telling her I enjoyed meeting her again, and and would like to have a one-to-one with her. So she said yes. She said they're on spring break this week, and she wants to meet next week. So my question is, I know I want her to do all of the talking, but what questions should I ask her? Because she said that she also wants me to meet her client services coordinator. And
Oh,
she's an attorney with family, estate planning, and probate.
Laura, do you want to?
Well, you know what? I could not understand you, Faith, once you got to the question. It broke up for me.
Okay, so my question is, I know when I meet with them, she wants me to meet her. She wants to meet with her and her client services coordinator.
Okay.
Okay.
So my question is, when I meet with them, I know I want them to do all of the talking to find out, what they would like me to do should it go this way. What
Uh-huh.
should I ask them?
Well, I'd want to know how their program works.
Yeah.
What are the services they're providing? Those would be a couple of the questions that could get things started.
I would also want to know, Faith, are you a CNTDA?
Yes. Well,
Okay, I
that's
thought so.
why she heard,
Yeah.
when I introduced myself, I gave all of that.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify. So I would also ask, find out more about the kinds of programs and things that they offer for their clients, but I would also get pricing information. So if people ask you about an attorney in the area, you are able to provide some ranges so people know if they will be interested in calling this particular attorney or not. And then I would find out too, exactly what their specialties are, because it sounded like, and maybe I misheard you, but it sounded like they covered family law and estate planning law and
Estate
probate.
planning and probate, but she specifically asked me if I can do medical directives. If I knew, So Laura, I took your program, the I can't remember those
LBP?
acronyms.
LBP?
Yes, yes. So yes.
Yeah, and really, honestly, when you have, this is a one-on-one that you're having with them, or I guess
Right.
one-on-two, actually.
Right.
But, the best question, Faith, that I think that any business owner can ask another business owner is, what can I do to support your business?
Yeah.
Right.
What can I do? What do you think it looks like for me supporting your business? And that's going to help you right off the bat kind of get an idea of where their head is, and if it's something that's just surrounding, you providing notarizations for their trust and estate packages, if that's all they're talking to you about, then you know that you can kind of elevate it and let them in on the other things you can do for them with mutual prospecting opportunities, referral source interviews, and bringing business to them, and, you know, kind of start to open their eyes to all of the different things that you can do beyond just notarization.
Right, because when I met her last October, she mentioned medical directives then. So this is the
Hmm.
second time that she mentioned that. So, okay.
So I would ask her then, you know, there's nothing wrong with saying, you know, you've actually mentioned medical directives twice. Is this, you know, this is obviously something that's on your mind. Tell me more about it. You know,
Okay.
maybe she has a special niche product that she's offering people, or maybe she's got a partnership with a certain medical community
Right.
that she wants to share with you. But just kind of those exploratory questions. And like I said, you can never go wrong with what can I do to support your business, because she is a business owner just like you are. And we tend
Right.
to forget that sometimes when we're talking to attorneys, only because they have a law degree. They don't have a marketing degree, right? And you've just taken a course through the Certified Notary Trust Delivery Agent training that teaches you how to do some serious marketing for these notary or for these attorneys and help bring them business. And they're going to be attracted to that.
Exactly.
Okay, so where does the mutual prospecting come in with that, with her? Did you
So
mention
the
that?
mutual prospecting opportunity is a way to bring customers to the attorney. So you are putting together, this is the Reader's Digest version. It's obviously much more complicated than this. And I would encourage you to go back into that module and watch that video for a refresher. But it's basically you bringing the customer directly to the attorney. And whether that's one customer or perhaps a group, and creating an educational experience where the attorney gives the group or that individual person the information on what it means to have a trust and how it benefits them, how it benefits their family. And if there is if those people end up partnering with that attorney, then there is a marketing fee involved for you, as well as the notarization fee.
Okay, cool. All right. Thanks, ladies.
You're
Laura, did
welcome.
you have anything you want to add to that?
No, I think you got it.
All right. Thank you, Faith. That was a great question.
Hello.
Claudia,
Can you
hey,
see
what's
me?
your
Can you hear
question?
me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So excited to be here. I just got my certification for the Notary Trust Delivery Agent this weekend.
Yay. Awesome. You
So
guys, there's a link in the
excited.
chat if you want to know what we're talking about. Jen, would you mind throwing that in the chat for us? Go ahead, Claudia. What is your question?
Okay, so I'm wondering, so we can get businesses from attorneys, probate lawyers, family lawyers, as well as the general public who go online and complete their documents there.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it true? I don't know, maybe my understanding is incorrect. Is it going to be more work and more time consuming when the people have done their documents online and completed it versus doing it with somebody who's coming through a lawyer?
Yes, so when I receive, when I'm qualifying someone that calls me for a trust signing, I ask them if it's the actual people signing calling me. I ask them if where they got their documents from, their attorney, or did they go to an online legal portal. And that lets me know that I probably need to tack on an extra 15 to 20 minutes, because inevitably, and Laura, you correct me if you think I'm wrong, but in my experience, inevitably they forget to fill something out and have to do it right there. Or they have a question about what this means versus what that means. And, you know, you have to be careful you're not crossing over into illegal practice of law. And so that means that sometimes you have to give them the time to figure out the answer on their own. And that, you know, takes a little extra time. Laura, what do you say?
I find that it's two edges. One is what Jen said, but the other thing I find is their packages are much smaller. They don't have their packages are small. They're
Oh,
not
yeah.
8 to 10 documents because it wasn't an attorney. So they're just going to have the 4 basic documents. They're going to have a power of attorney, healthcare directive. They're going to have a last will, and then
Okay.
they're going to have a trust document, and then they might have a deed. So that's 5 documents, not 8 to 10. So the number of documents is less.
Okay.
However, it will take me more time to help them, which means it ends up being about the same for me as handling an attorney package because one offsets the other. So I'm going to charge the same as an attorney as I do the public. So there's where you have it. So I'm going to
Okay.
make a little bit more for my time and less allocated to notarizations with the public because it's going to take me the same amount of time as I would with an attorney's package.
Okay, because I
Even
think
though
in
they
the
had more documents.
oh, sorry.
Even though they had more documents.
Yeah, okay. So in the training, I thought I saw like when you're posting this information on your Google page and business website, you would charge less for people who were not coming through a lawyer. But
You may or you may not. That is
Uh-huh.
really your decision
okay.
because it's what your investment is into the job. And sometimes it takes experience to make that final decision. But if with an attorney, let's say you're in it 40 minutes or 45 minutes for 2 people, and with they do it themselves, there's less documents. So it could have been only 30 minutes, but because you had to wait for them to do things or explain things, you ended up spending the same 45 minutes. Then that's why you would charge the same because they're using your time. They're just using it differently. Instead of using it for notarization, they're using it to fill something out or they're using it to understand something.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the question, Claudia. So before we go to Rhonda's question, I know she has another question for us. Thanks for your patience, Rhonda. I just want to talk to, for a quick second, all of the newer notaries on the call. Somebody may not have told you yet, but we all get into this business and we think to ourselves, I'm going to be a notary public. And then we realize, well, wait a minute. I have to grow my business and I need a way to do that. And I don't know what the heck I'm doing because that was me in 2017 when I started. But I launched it in 2019. I've created a system to help you. So if you are a new notary and you are looking for a marketing plan, I've got 5 points for you. Very simple, but also complex in some ways. But I walk you through these 5 steps and teach you exactly what you need to do to spread the word about yourself in your community. Here's the hard facts. You got to get out and sell your business. I know you don't want to admit this, but being a business owner means that you are also in sales because you have to develop your know, like, and trust factor in your community. And I teach you the ways that you can get out there and do that, including, and I see Tracy just said, I'm new and I'm scared to get started. Everybody is at the beginning of their journey, Tracy. You are not alone. Laura was scared when she started 20 years ago. Kimberly Sennett with the Notary Academy, when she was talking to us, she was scared, right, Kimberly, when you started? I was certainly scared. It's a big deal to jump into the entrepreneurial pool. But if you're looking for some marketing support, go check out Marketing for Notaries. I'm going to teach you step by step how to build that know, like, and trust factor in your community. Or you can hire somebody to do it for you. And it only costs about $5,000 to $10,000 a month to do that. So if that is in your budget, you can go ahead and hire that $5,000 to $10,000 a month person. It only costs $20 a month through May 17th at Marketing for Notaries. We are actually having to increase prices on May 17th, the day after conference. So if you're interested, go check it out. Link is in the chat. Rhonda, thanks for your patience. What is your question for us?
Okay, thank you. And I'm glad you shared that information because I needed to hear that too.
Go for it. Go check it out.
I just wanted to piggyback on what Michael stated about, the different insurances. So, and I was going to put this in the, excuse me, I was going to put it in the chat and I thought, no, maybe I'll just go ahead and say something out here just in case somebody else can maybe add some more clarification.
I'm
So
glad you did.
Well, at one point, because I wanted, like NNA, they have a limit to their E&O uh, insurance policy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I had wanted more. So I went to Biewer, and the first agent I spoke with, he got me signed up with $1 million E&O and general liability, as well as workers' comp. Okay. And the way he had explained it to me, I felt like I really needed all of those things and wanted to make sure I was completely covered. So I bought those policies. Well, then I something happened and I needed to call back because I had more questions. So the next agent I speak with, she explained to me that because my notary business is a mobile notary business and I do not have a brick and mortar office, that the general liability was just me throwing money away because she said it would only benefit me, well, really not me, but my client, if I were at their location and let's say I broke an expensive vase or something by accident, the general liability would pay for that. If I had a brick and mortar and they came to my place and they tripped and fell and broke an ankle, the general liability would pick that up and pay for that. But that was not what the first agent had explained to me. They made me feel like I had to have all of that for in case, as it was explained then, let's say I'm on my way to an appointment and I get in a car accident, um, because I've got those documents on me, then that the general liability would kick in and somehow or another the workman's comp would kick in. And, that would, the money that I would receive would be based on what my previous 12 months earnings were. So I'm saying all that to say this. If you have general liability insurance, let me first start by saying I am not an insurance agent. I am not telling you what to do. I don't know the for real ins and outs, but based on what I had learned from these two different agents, specifically the last one, if you have a mobile business and you do not have a brick and mortar, people do not come to you, then that general liability is really only good for if you go into somebody's house and break something. So that's my understanding. I could be completely wrong and all the way backwards and upside down, but I ended up canceling those policies because they just didn't fit for me. So that's all I wanted to say.
Well, and I think that, Rhonda, that is a business decision. Now, normally, workman's comp, I thought only was necessary as a business owner if you had employees, which I'm assuming you don't.
I do not. Right. I do not.
But this goes back to what we were originally saying when it came to like setting up an LLC, or the other lady asked the question about the LLC. These are business decisions that you have to make on your own. And it sounds like you kind of had a slick salesman there trying to convince you to do everything. But it was also based on what you had said to him or her, right? So if you were saying that you wanted to protect yourself on every single level possible, they might have just, sent you all of this stuff and thought, oh, here's somebody easy that's going to buy up all the insurance. But as the business owner with an educated information about what it is you're looking for, and it sounds like that's what you're gathering here, you get to make those decisions on your own. The only thing that covers your notarial responsibilities is your E&O insurance.
Yeah.
Laura, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, the thing is when you talk to insurance, they come from the aspect of this could happen, that could happen, everything you own is at risk. They come from fear-based as selling. E&O insurance, I want to address specifically. E&O insurance is a requirement of not even a requirement, depending on what state you're in, of the job. And why would I want to carry more than I need to have? Because the bigger my policy, the bigger the target on my back for a lawsuit that says Laura has a deep pocket. Right? So
my God, Daniel Lewis said the same thing you just said. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but
okay, so that's what I'm saying. So that's just my personal opinion. I carry the level that's required to play the game.
Mhm.
100,000, that's required to play the game for 80% of the players, right? There's 20% that might require 500,000, but I don't have, the cost of that isn't worth me carrying. I'll work under a signing service for them if I was even doing signing work. So I guess that's my opinion, is that, and then I certainly don't advertise whatever my policy is, because why would I want to tell the world how easy it is to sue me and get money?
Right.
So I carry the policy to meet the requirements, and that's in my back pocket just in case. But I
Yeah.
don't want people to know what kind of resources I have available to them. That, me, just personally, is not smart. So there's where I have to add.
Well,
Well, and
thank you.
insurance as a whole, Rhonda, insurance as a whole is just you hedging a bet, right?
Of course.
So that's all it is. So it sounds like you're on the right track. And you know, it was the title companies, direct title companies, that forced us as loan signing agents to up our insurance policies to the 500,000 or $1 million mark. And you know, if you are transitioning away from the primary source of income for your business being loan signings, then perhaps that is something that you can look at restructuring your E&O insurance.
Right. Well, thank you both. I appreciate what you both said.
Thank you, Rhonda. Lori, what is your question for us?
Go ahead and unmute.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to ask Laura to clarify a bit, because I was always told that if you're taking signings for deals, loan deals, thinking commercial real estate that are in a couple $1 million, that you need to carry that $1 million E&O. And I never tell someone the E&O I carry unless they ask for it, but it's visible on the NNA website, and almost every company you register with, that's a question they ask, and so they advertise it. So can you address carrying, because those are really good deals to have. I'm just trying to understand how I would control who sees that in order to make sure that the right people see it and it's not general knowledge. I'm not sure how that works, because once I increase my insurance, that's when I receive deals like that.
Well, the right place might be that directory, because that's specific to loan signings, the signingagent.com, but I wouldn't put it on my business card. I wouldn't put it on my website. I wouldn't put it on my Facebook page. I wouldn't put it on my t-shirts. I mean, I wouldn't put it everywhere else where the whole world could see it. I want the right people to see it. And frankly, the only thing they're going to see on mine is 100,000, because that's all I'm going to carry. And if you need more than that, then I'm not the right notary for you. I'm going to work for you only under a signing service, or I'm not going to work for you at all. You need a different notary, because for me to carry that level of liability, forget it. Not happening. But if you're on the signingagent.com and you've got $1 million and that's what you're sharing, and that's getting you work with the right people, okay, well, then that's fine. But don't put it out there for everybody. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, thank you, Laura.
Thanks for that question. And we had something Ellen asked in the chat. When we say loan signings, are we referring also to cash deals for huge multi-million-dollar homes? No, a cash deal is you are signing the settlement statement. It does not require notarization. The only thing that requires notarization, at least in my state, of the state of Texas, on a cash deal, is all of the title documents, which, by the way, they call their junk documents. And that's the only thing that requires notarization. A cash deal, the settlement statement does not require notarization. I don't believe it does in California either, does it, Laura?
Well, a settlement statement itself doesn't, but there's other accompanying documents that there may be an affidavit of identity that's a requirement on there. There may be a deed transfer that has to be notarized. So in a closure, a cash deal, there could be 1 or 2 documents that need to be notarized. But you're not going to have lender documents because there's no loan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly. There's no loan. It's just a cash deal. Cash
and
trading.
again, it's always up to whoever's hiring you. What they either are required by their company policy, if they even want you to have a certain level of insurance. And you know what? I'm going to tell you, I've never been asked for how much E&O I carry by an attorney. I've never been asked by the public how much I have for E&O. The only time I'm asked about that has been through loan signing work as an NNA.
Can I interject on that for a
Yeah,
second?
go ahead, Kimberly.
I agree with you 1,000,000%. 100,000 for loan signing is definitely typical. As a signing service owner, most of our national title companies require that our notaries have at least 100,000. Laura is correct. When it comes to signing service, I obviously have to have a lot more than that. There will be times when you work for signing service or you work direct where they may require you to have 500,000, and that's if you're working with Provident. Provident will require that and they won't allow you to sign without it. But I will tell you, in my notary career, I have only came across a Provident loan maybe 10 times, and I've done over 10,000 signings. So it's not like they are out there and, they're prevalent. So I just wanted to share that with my experience when it comes to insurance. And I agree with Laura too. You're dealing with, when you're dealing with property, that's when you have to really decide how you want to be insured. But if you plan to do, all your general notary work, trust work, stuff like that, then I think it's a decision that's, what you're willing to take on that liability.
Right. And guys, you can never buy enough insurance. I don't care if you got 5 million, you will never buy enough insurance. What is your insurance? Do the job right. Know what your laws are. Follow them. That's how you insure yourself. Deliberate practice.
Deliberate practice. Well, and Laura, we say all the time that you have to make business decisions based on what's right for you. We can't, you can't just do how Laura sets her business up, or do how I set my business up, or, it's because I'm doing it for what works best for me, and what works best for you is something completely different. So it's important to look at the whole picture. And if you're not doing commercial signings and you're not doing really that many loan signings anymore, then you can weigh the cost versus how much money you're bringing in from that particular line of business.
Right.
So while we don't have any hands up, I want to make a last call. So if you've got any last questions for us, we only have about 10 minutes left on our call, but we've had a couple of these questions, Laura, in the chat that I noticed. Marketing for notaries, I was talking about that earlier. It's $20 a month until May 17th. It's going to be $24.99 a month then. I've kept it at $20 for the last 3 years. I've got to be able to pay for the hosting service. So the price is going up $5 a month. But if you are a notary business builder, marketing for notaries is included, and it doesn't cost you the extra $20 a month. In fact, all of the products in Notary Business Builder don't cost you extra. It is a one fee of $58 for all of LBP, for Laura Biewer Presents, for Coach Me Laura, for Marketing for Notaries, for Bill's Sign and Thrive, his Morning Mastery, his Get Known strategy. We've got content creation, SEO, Notary Assist, whole package of Notary Assist included for your bookkeeping. We've got apostille certification. We've got a $70 discount on the Certified Notary Trust Delivery Agent training, which means right now that program is on sale for $249. You can take $70 off of that if you're a notary business builder. So it's $179. And notary business builders are the only ones that get top tier listing on our directory, which is Gotary.com. All right, so hopefully that clears up those questions. And I see Gina has a question for us. What is your question, Gina? You are on mute.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
New to the whole notary profession.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm pretty excited about it. I did just sign up last week for the LBP program.
Yeah.
But I was talking to one of the other notaries over the weekend, and she says, no, you really need to join MBB. And now this is the first time I've been to this forum, this meeting, so this is great. I guess my question is, I'm wondering if I could maybe apply those fees that I paid for the LBP program over to NBB membership.
Yeah.
Um,
How long ago did you buy LBP?
I just did it last week.
Okay, so if you write to orders at Notary Coach and let them know you'd like to, they'll refund the
Okay.
amount. They'll just refund it, and then you'll just join the MBB, and then you'll have free access to LBP within it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And just because she asked me, and we have so many darn acronyms here, LBP stands for Laura Biewer Presents, and what LBP is, I assume you already know how to be a notary. I'm going to talk to you about specialty work, and there's about 11, 12 different specialties I go through, what kind of documents to expect, what kind of environments might create different needs for you. And again, I do that for that. If you want competency help, that's called real world training. Both of them are available free within NBB. Okay, that's Notary Business Builder. But if you're not ready for that monthly commitment and you want a one-time fee, then you can buy LBP separately and you can buy Real World separately, and they're lifetime access. That's a one-time fee.
And now I think we confuse everybody with all of our different offerings,
I
Laura.
know.
One of these days we need to get like charts and graphs.
I'm
And
confused. What, okay,
Al's
if I want just to do everything and get the trust and LBP and LBJ and all of that.
Then you want
NRBQ, NBP.
you want to join
What?
Notary Business Builder.
I want to like everything. If I want, I don't want the entree. I mean, I don't want the a la carte. I want the entree.
That, my friend, is Notary Business Builder, and Jen Cooper is going to push, she's going to put that in the chat for you so you can join there. It's actually how, it's a great time to join because we have kept, we're not immune to the plight of notaries over the last 2 years with mortgage rates going up and all of us having to pivot, right? And reinvest in our businesses to learn other specialties, which was the whole reason we created this community to start with, honestly, Hal. But it gets rid of all of your subscription fatigue that you pointed out. You got to join this and join that and join this and join that. Everything's all in one place. And you get direct access to Bill, Soroka, Laura Biewer, and myself, which is, I think, honestly, Laura, tell me what your thoughts are, but I think that that's the one thing that really sets us apart from other training programs, because you can't say that about everybody, that you get direct access. So go ahead and check it out, Hal. And if you don't like it, just cancel it. It's $58 a month. The price is going to have to go up at some point this year. We've kept it as low as we can, but you are getting 20 live calls a month, incredible training, and an incredible replay archive. It is literally everything you need for your notary.
Well, I mean, I remember the old notary days. I was doing like 30, 40 closings a week, driving all over Charlotte, North Carolina and everything. So now it's just a little trickle.
Well, you haven't gotten into trust yet, I assume.
No, I have not. I've watched the videos. So, and everybody's moving here. Everybody's moving to North Carolina.
You are living in a really hot spot, especially for retirement. I suggest looking into the Certified Notary Trust Delivery Agent Training, or if you would like to say it as an acronym, CNTDA. Say that 50 times fast.
Well, I will tell you, last week I was talking to the National Notary Association because I was updating stuff. And the guy said, "This is so weird. You're calling me from North Carolina." And I said, "Why?" He said, "I've had several calls today from notaries wanting to move to North Carolina." I'm like,
well,
no.
It's beautiful
We
there.
don't want the competition.
Well, okay. So to that point, nobody wants competition. My least favorite word these days is oversaturated. I hear that all the time. This market is oversaturated. There's too many notaries. It's oversaturated. Too much competition. Oversaturation. It's all bull hockey when you get into the trust deliveries, because there is no competition. There's 1,200 people that have engaged with the training program. 668 of them have their digital certification. That is across the entire country. There is no competition, Hal. So get out there and start building your trust delivery business. And you will not be talking about anything trickling in anymore. All right, we've got one more question to get to, and that is Daniela. Hi, Daniela.
Hi, how are you?
Great. What's your question?
I have two questions. First question is for you, Jen.
Okay.
As a NBB member, do I need to use any type of code when I elect your marketing program?
And when you sign up for Notary Business Builder, I immediately get a notice, and usually within about 24 hours, I will sign you up. That is, each collaborator has their own set way of doing things. And inside the dashboard, we have a list of product inclusions, and each one of those lays out exactly how you tap into that person's program. For example, Notary Assist, you just click on that product inclusion, and there's instructions on how to get started with them. I personally automatically sign you up for Marketing for Notaries, but I
So
can't say that other
so I should
collaborators.
have a profile with you already, is what you're saying. I just need to go and find it and sign in.
Are you an NBB member?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll use the same email that you use to sign up for Notary Business Builder on the www.marketingfornotaries.com. You'll go to the login screen, use that same email to log in, and then click Forgot Password, and you will get an email that tells you what to do next
Okay,
to set up your password. Yeah, your email's in the system. It's just waiting for you to set up your own private password because I don't have access to that.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
Cool. Yeah,
And
I'll see you
then
in Marketing for Notaries.
yes. And lastly, it's not a question, but I wanted to say thank you, Laura. I had a successful trust signing on Saturday. I did get on your call Saturday morning, and we talked about the witnessing for my trust, and everything went perfect. So I was happy about that. So thank you for the input and in the space to ask a question. You're on mute.
Laura's always on mute.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.
Thank you.
If you
That's
guys
all
are interested on how you can connect with Laura on a deeper level, she does have a call similar to this. It's just a little more intimate. It's on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Jen is going to put that link in the chat so you guys can get signed up for her. Remind me, Laura, what's it called?
Laura's Inner Circle.
Laura's Inner Circle. Thank you. I just completely spaced on that. My brain just went whoop. Laura's Inner Circle every Saturday morning. So Laura, we are just about done here today. Do you want to say some last words?
Well, next week we are dark.
Yes, we are.
There is no TNT next Tuesday because Jen, Bill, and I are in Washington doing some planning. Also, this Saturday, Laura's Inner Circle is dark because both Matt and I will be in Washington. So Saturday and next Tuesday will be dark for those programs. I just wanted to remind you.
We will see you guys back here then in 2 weeks, where we will have a special guest, Mr. Matt Miller, the president of the California League of Independent Notaries and newest Notary Business Builder faculty member charged with government affairs. So enjoy your week off next week. We cannot wait to see you on March 26th at 12:15 Pacific. Have a great 2 weeks, you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.